Dear student friends, we are studying Lagrange's linear partial differential equations, and last time we have solved some problems on Lagrange's linear equation. Now we shall consider further problems on Lagrange's linear PD. Now I have written here two problems. This is fifth in serial order. Solve y square into p minus x into y into q is equal to x into z minus 2y, and this is the second one. So we shall consider these one by one. Solution of fifth problem first. Now we know that the Lagrange's linear PD is, comparing this with the given equation with Lagrange's partial differential equation, capital P into small p plus capital Q into small q is equal to R. So we get the values of capital P, Q, R, which are functions of x, y, z, and we have capital P is y square, capital Q is minus xy, and capital R is x into bracket z minus 2y. Now from this we have used earlier the method of consider the Lagrange's auxiliary equations. Lagrange's auxiliary equations are these are simultaneous equations. Dx upon p is equal to dy upon q is equal to dz upon r, or that is dx divided by what is p is y square, dy divided by q is negative x into y, and r is this one, x into bracket z minus 2y. Now we suppose this as 1, and we have seen for given equation, Lagrange's equation, note down the values of capital P, Q, R, then write the auxiliary equation, and then observe these equations. There are two ways to solve these equations to get two solutions separately. Either group the fractions or use the method of multipliers. Now here we can observe the first fraction, or the ratio is dx upon y square, second is dy divided by minus x into y, and this is the third. Now grouping which ratios or fractions can be taken first together, and we may observe here for these two. See here the variables are in product, and here we can take the first and second ratio, so that we can transfer this x on dx side and with this y on differential of y dy. So taking first two fractions, so what we shall get? So we get dx divided by y square is equal to dy divided by minus x into y. Now we may observe we can cross multiply and get this as x dx. So x dx is equal to this y square dy divided by y means negative y dy, or that can be written on integration. Integrating, this gives integration of x, we know x square by 2 is equal to negative y square by 2 plus the constant of integration we shall consider c1 by 2 for simplifying, and that can be written as, this implies x square plus y square multiplying by 2 and transferring this term on left side is equal to c1, and we refer this as second. So this is one equation that we have obtained, and now one more independent solution we have to obtain from 1. Now we think about the further which can be taken, which ratios can be taken. Now whether first and second and third, or first and third can be taken together. If you these consider first and third, but here we can't cancel this term. Here is no term of y, here it is only the term of y square. But if you see the second and third fraction, then x can be cancelled. So we take the second and third fraction, taking. So this is to be done by observation or by trial and error method, by taking first, second and third fraction. Third fractions from 1. What we shall get is dy divided by negative x into y is equal to dz divided by x into z minus 2y. Now x can be cancelled on both sides, and this we can write as this implies dy upon y is equal to, or minus y is equal to dz divided by z minus 2y. Now what can be done here? So this is in separate variable form, we can easily integrate this, but here we can't integrate it directly because this involves y, and therefore so we should have to express it in different way, and for that purpose we shall write dz by dy. So this is x minus y. Now I shall write here. So this implies dz by dy is equal to, take this z on this side, and z minus 2y, minus sign is common, z minus 2y divided by y, or that can be written as dz by dy, and you see this is this can be separated, the parts of the numerator minus z upon y, and we shift this term on the left side plus z divided by y, and on the right side we keep the term as it is, that is it becomes positive 2y divided by y, or it is only 2, and thus this equation we shall observe can also be written as dz by dy plus 1 by y times z is equal to 2, and we observe this as this is linear equation, linear differential equation, ordinary linear differential equation of first order, and here the coefficient of z is 1 upon y, and we know what is the solution of this. So the differential equation dy by dx plus py is equal to q is the linear differential equation, and it is of the same time, but you see instead of y there is z and instead of x there is y. So dz by dy, and this must be function of y, independent variable. Here p is function of y, q is function of y, and here it is 1 by y. Well, to solve this equation, what is the method? The integrating factor is e to the power integral p dx, and then the solution is if into I is equal to integration q into if into dx plus a constant. So this is the method of solution of linear differential equation, and we use the same here. This is linear, this is linear in z, and therefore its an integrating factor if is equal to e to the power integral, what is p is 1 by y in comparison, 1 by y and into dy, the independent variable is y. So this is the change you should note in variables. And what is the integration of 1 by y? We know it is log y. So it is e to the power log y, and e to the power log y is simply y, and therefore the solution is z. Here it is if into y or y into if. Here it is z into if is z into y is equal to integration q what is q? The right side value is 2. 2 into if, that is 2y dy plus a constant, and that constant we shall write c2. C1 constant is used earlier. So this is the solution, or that gives z into y is equal to integration of 2y is y square plus c2, or that can be written as zy minus y square is equal to c2, and this is our next solution, and we refer this as 3, and thus from 2 and 3 the general solution can be written, or the general integral is from 2 and 3. So the general integral is phi of first, that is u is equal to c1, u, this is u and this is v, phi of x square plus y square and zy minus y square is equal to 0 is the general integral, or that can also be written as x square plus y square is function of second variable, that is second solution, that is v, zy minus y square, and this completes the solution for the first problem. Now we shall consider the second, that is sixth problem, solution for 6. The method is the same, but that depends on which type of functions are there. Here we have used first the method of grouping, and then for the second grouping we obtained a equation which is linear, and we have to use the earlier methods also. This is linear differential equation, and we have noted the change in variable. This is if. We have used this formula for solution of linear differential equation to get the second solution as this one, and then the general solution is written. Now the solution for sixth problem. So we shall write directly the Lagrange's auxiliary equations are. Here what is P? Capital P is x minus y, capital Q is x plus y, and capital R is 2xz. Therefore Lagrange's auxiliary equations are dx upon p is equal to dy upon q is equal to dz upon r, or that is dx divided by x minus y, dy divided by etc. Put the values of p, q, r and refer this as 1. Now think about grouping, so which will be useful, or think about the multipliers. Now grouping here will not help because there is subtraction and addition here, and equating these two will not cancel any variable, or equating these two first or second also will not help. So first we shall think about the multipliers, and while taking the multiplier, you see here if you add it, then this term cancels, that y and this negative y cancels, and what remains is addition is 2x, and thus here it is 2x is there, so but z is also there, so we eliminate this z by taking multiplier 1 by z here. So multipliers we know can be constant or can be variables or functions of x, y, z. So we take the multiplier here as 1, 1 and 1 by z, and now you see if we take the multipliers, this is to be decided by observing. So why the multipliers here are taken 1 and 1? Because it is addition, and in addition it gives 2x, and if you divide by 1 by multiply by 1 by z, it becomes 2x, and therefore we should consider negative sign. So this 2x and this negative 2x cancels and the denominator becomes 0. And whenever the denominator is 0, that gives the by property of ratio, the numerator is 0. So thus take the multipliers as 1, 1 and minus 1 by z. So first, taking multipliers, one, 1 minus 1 upon z, we get, so each ratio is, I shall write here, so we get each ratio. First is multiplied by 1, so 1 into dx, that is dx. Second multiplied by 1, that is dy. And last is multiplied by 1 by z into dz, divided by. So this is x plus y, 1 into x plus y, x minus y it is, plus 1 into x plus y, and next minus 1 over z into 2xz, or this is equal to dx plus dy minus 1 upon z dz, divided by. Now you observe, this is 2x, we have verified this, and this z cancels, this is negative 2x, so that is 0. And thus what this implies, whenever the combination at denominator becomes 0, the numerator must also be 0. dx plus, by property of ratio, plus dy minus 1 by z into dz is equal to 0. Now this is integrable, so integrating, what we get, it is x plus y minus integration of 1 by z dz is log z is equal to say c1, and thus this is our first solution. Now to get the second one, so what we shall do is now consider the first and second fraction. Now we use grouping. Here we have used multipliers, and now we use grouping. So see, take the first and second fraction. Taking first and second fraction, second fractions of 1, we get, it is dx divided by x minus y is equal to dy divided by x plus y, taking first two. And now we shall write this as dy by dx. This implies dy by dx is equal to, interchange these two terms, shift here. So dy upon dx is x plus y divided by x minus y. And what this shows, we have studied these equations earlier. This is homogeneous of first degree, and homogeneous differential equation, ordinary differential, homogeneous ordinary differential equation. And what is the method for this? So this is homogeneous differential equation, and we know the method for a solution of homogeneous differential equation is put y is equal to vx. So put y is equal to vx. Why it is homogeneous? The degree on this right side is function of xy, another function of xy, and they must have the same degree. First degree, numerator is of first degree, denominator is of first degree. Degree of each term is the same, and therefore it is homogeneous. And put y is equal to vx. So what is the dy by dx? Dy by v is also a variable. We using product rule of derivative, v into derivative of x1 plus derivative of x as it is and derivative of v, x into dv by dx, and thus using this in this equation, and or we may suppose this as this equation, so should be second, and first we have written earlier, this is second, and this we should refer third, and therefore putting these in 3, therefore 3 implies what is dy by dx is v plus x into dv by dx, and on the right side x plus y is v into x divided by x minus v into x. Now this can be simplified. Here x cancels from numerator and denominator, or that is v plus x into dv by dx is equal to 1 plus v divided by 1 minus. Now we shift this v on right side, and that gives x into dv by dx is equal to 1 plus v divided by 1 minus v minus v, and that is x into dv by dx is equal to, take the LCM as 1 minus v, and see the numerator will be 1 plus v minus v plus v square, or that is x times dv by dx is equal to the method of homogeneous differential equation we are using, and that is, so this we need to write the final answer, that is general integral, and x into dv by dx, here it is v square plus 1 divided by 1 minus v, or that I shall write minus v minus 1, and we separate now the variables. So this is, I shall shift this term on this side, it will be v minus 1 divided by v square plus 1, reciprocal of this, into dv, and is equal to minus sign I shall keep on right side, dx divided by x. So these terms are shifted, or that is, this may be written on the left side, and we have to integrate it. Now it is in separate variable form, dv, function of v into dv, function of x into dx. It is separate variable form, and therefore we can integrate. So, but before integrating, we should do the adjustment for this term, and this can be written by separating the parts of the numerator. So this is v divided by v square plus 1, and I shall write it is 2v divided by v square plus 1, and write 1 by 2. See, that is v divided by v square plus 1, this 2.5 cancels, and minus 1 divided by v square plus 1 into dv. You may verify this, and plus dx upon x is equal to 0. Now we can easily integrate it. Integrating, what we shall get. This is the adjustment done for the first term, because what is the derivative of the numerator is 2v. So I have written the numerator in the form of 2v. 2 was not there, and therefore we have multiplied by 1 by 2. And now what is integration? Integrating, what we get is half log of the derivative of the denominator is at numerator, the integration is log of denominator, log of v square plus 1 minus what is integration of 1 upon v square plus 1, and that is a 1 plus v square. So integration of 1 upon 1 plus x square into dx, we know it is tan inverse x, and here it is tan inverse v. So therefore it is tan inverse v. And next is plus log x, integration of dx upon x is log x, and is equal to, now because both two terms are in log, we may take the constant as log of c, and thus this gives, so after multiplying by 2, we can multiply throughout by 2 to avoid this fraction, and thus this gives. But before that we should have to put the value of v. V as, see, we have taken y is equal to vx, and therefore what is v? V is y upon x. So we shall replace the value of v. Replacing v is equal to y by x. We have half log, so y upon x whole square plus 1, that is y square divided by x square plus 1, minus tan inverse of v plus log x is equal to log of c2. Or if we add it, then it will be x square plus y square divided by x square. So this is half log x square plus y square divided by x square plus log x. We may write this as plus log x and minus tan inverse v is equal to log of c2. What is v here? V also to be put as y upon x. And this is log of c2. Finally, this is product of these two, and this half is to be taken here. So log of x into under root of, half power means root, under root of see, x square plus y square divided by x square minus tan inverse of y upon x is equal to log c2. Or we may observe this root of x square is x, this x cancels with this, and it is log of, so it is log of under root x square plus y square minus tan inverse of y upon x is equal to log of c2. Or that can simply be taken as c2, and that will be our second solution. But if you don't want this log, then we should take the exponential on both sides. So taking exponential on both sides, yes, taking exponential, so what is e to the power of this whole? Now that can be separated, and this log cancels, and therefore it is root of x square plus y square, and then this is into e to the power negative tan inverse of y by x, and is equal to c2. You may verify this, taking exponential, so e to the whole power of this, and then separating e to this power, and then into, using log of indices, into e to the negative of tan inverse of y by x, and this log cancels. So this is our next solution, which is 4. Third number we have given earlier. Now from these two, the general solution can be written. Therefore the general solution is general integral is pi of, this is u, x plus y minus log z, and this is v, root of, maybe in alternative form or different form, root of x square plus y square into e to the power minus tan inverse y by x, and is equal to 0, is the general integral. So this completes the solution of the second problem. So in this way we can solve Lagrange's linear partial differential equations by using the method of multiplier or method of grouping. And For some problems, we have to use the earlier method here. We have taken solved two problems in which we have used linear solution of linear differential equation and solution of homogeneous differential equation. Now, the next part we are going to consider is geometrical interpretation. Geometrical interpretation of Lagrange's linear differential equation or linear partial differential equation. What it means or geometrically, or what it represents geometrically, that we shall see. Now we have to consider the Lagrange's differential equation. Lagrange's equation is, or linear equation is, P into P plus Q into small q and is equal to R. That R can be written on left side and that can be written as minus 1 into R is equal to 0. So this is Lagrange's linear equation, and now we shall consider its geometrical interpretation. So for that purpose we shall have to use some results from geometry. Now from solid geometry, if you have a surface, this is a result from geometry, and here we should have to assume that result. If surface is given as a function of x, y, z is the equation of a surface in 3 dimension, then the DRS of direction ratios of a normal at any point to this surface are given by the partial derivatives of f with respect to x, y, z, that we are going to use. So we know from geometry that the DRS or the direction ratios are briefly known as briefly written as DRS. DRS of a normal at a point on the surface, and the surface is on the surface f of x, y, z is equal to 0, or the DRS of normal are given by, these are given by partial derivatives, dou f by dou z, dou f by, partial derivative of f with respect to y, then partial derivative of f with respect to x, dou f by dou x, dou f by dou y, and dou f by dou z. Partial derivatives of f with respect to x, y, z. These are the DRS. Now these are ratios, so therefore we can write in alternative form. So we can divide these ratios by any number that we want, and here we shall divide each ratio by negative of last number. So that is, or this can be written as or. This will be dou f by dou x, partial derivative of f with respect to x, divided by negative dou f by dou z. We are dividing by negative of dou f by dou z to each term, and second is dou f by dou y divided by negative dou f by dou z, and last is, you see, this is divided by negative of that number will be minus 1, dividing by negative of this, or that means, see, by the result of derivative of implicit function, this represents the derivative of z with respect to x, partial derivative. So this is dou z by dou x. This represents the partial derivative of z with respect to y, dou z by dou y, and minus 1. Since this dou z by dou x is negative of, see, the same dou f by dou x divided by dou f by dou z. Similarly, this dou z by dou y is this one. So these are results from implicit function. And what is this now? Or that is, this we have denoted by small p, partial derivative of z with respect to x. This we know we have denoted by q, small q, and the last is minus 1. So thus what we have obtained is the direction ratios of normal to this surface are small p, small q and minus 1. And now look at the equation 1 again. So what it gives, p, q and minus 1 are here. So therefore, and this is the product of this capital P into small q, small p, capital Q into small q and capital R into minus 1 is 0. Means what? This is this shows that the lines whose DRS are P, Q and minus 1 and whose the second line whose DRS are capital P, capital Q and capital R are perpendicular to each other. So we know when the two lines are perpendicular, see the two lines are perpendicular if their DRS are L1 M1 N1 and L2 M2 N2, then the result is L1 into L2 plus M1 into M2 plus N1 into N2 is equal to 0. The same thing is happening here, and therefore from equation 1, or equation 1 shows that so this the DRS of normal is perpendicular. The lines with this line, this shows that the normal is the normal to the surface is perpendicular to the line whose DRS are. These are DRS of normal, and that is perpendicular to the line whose DRS are capital P, capital Q and capital R. So this is one result that we have. Now another is result is from Lagrange's auxiliary equations. Further, we know the Lagrange auxiliary equations are these simultaneous equations: dx upon capital P, dy upon capital Q is equal to dz upon capital R. And here again from geometry we know that this represents a system of curves whose tangents are have the DRS P, Q, R. So therefore we know from geometry that the DRS that 2 represents a system of curves. System of curves the tangents at which has DRS capital P, capital Q and capital R. So thus these are the DRS, capital P, Q, R are the DRS of tangent, and small p, small q and minus 1 are the DRS of the normal. So and obviously tangent and normal are perpendicular to each other, and thus so this represents the curves and which has DRS P, Q, R, and these curves are say perpendicular to the tangents are perpendicular to these normals, and thus equations 1 represent a system of the curves, or first equation 2 will represent a system of curves, and its solutions can be written as u is equal to c1 and v is equal to c2. And again this equation 1 will represent the solution. Now we have studied earlier the solution of equation 1. The solutions of equation 1 we have as phi of u and v is equal to 0. And equations 2 gives the curves u is equal to c1 and v is equal to c2. So this is the geometrical meaning. So this second equation represents system of curves, the tangents at which has DRS PQR, and first represents from the first equation we get the DRS of the normal are small p, small q and minus 1. So therefore this geometrically equation 1 represents a surface phi of u and v is equal to 0. Its solution is solution of this equation. We have solved such problems, and the solution we have written like this: phi of u and v is equal to 0, where or which pass through this surface, passes through the curves u is equal to c1 and v is equal to c2, given by equations 2. And we have solved this equation also. First we have to solve this equation we have taken this as auxiliary equation, and its solutions are u is equal to c1, v is equal to c2, and these are the curves and in this surface. So the solutions of 2 gives 2 curves, and the 2 curves lies on this surface, given by which are solutions, or we can write 2 curves which are solutions of equation 2. This is the geometrical interpretation of Lagrange's linear partial differential equation. So this here we have assumed the result from geometry, and you know p, q and minus 1 represent DRS of normal, and here these represent DRS of tangent. So these are orthogonal or perpendicular to each other, and that is the geometrical interpretation of Lagrange's linear equation. So this is about Lagrange's linear equation. So we should solve the problems independently to get or to understand the method of solution of Lagrange's linear equation. Remaining part we will continue next time. Thank you.